Hey guys, how's it going? So, I asked a question on the Redstone subreddit asking for help on a circuit because if you'd see here, I have an XOR gate. This yellow thing is an XOR gate. It's actually four XOR gates stacked vertically and then a bunch of those all in a row. And this XOR gate was the best I could really come up with using these kind of comparator layouts. And it's 2 tick input and output like that. Oh, maybe 3 tick if you count this, right? So we have that as a design. So this is like a 3 tick XOR, really, that comes into the output here. And my buffer here was designed to be 2 wide, and I had to make it 3 wide to fit this XOR. And if you see here, this purple, this pink whatever thing here, is designed to be 2 wide. So ideally, I'd like all of this junk to be the same size as this, but it's not that way. So I asked this Redstone subreddit if there was a way to make a 2 wide XOR, and you'll see that coming up in the next clip, what I posed to them, and they're actually able to be very helpful. So let's take a look there, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I implemented it. So the Redstone community on Reddit was very helpful. So I posted here 22 hours ago. That's my username. Pretty terrible, I know. So I wrote that I need help with a 2x2x XOR or XNOR. I really didn't care what it was because I could invert an input or an output. It doesn't bother me. So I wrote I need a 2x2x sized XOR XNOR with inputs shown by the repeaters facing each other. So that one and that one. And then the output needs to be like the slab tower. So the output goes into the slab tower, goes vertical. And then if you see the next pic, you'll see that it's because I want this cell to stack to the left and right, and I want to stack up and down. So that's what I did here is I stacked it up and down, left and right, to show people this is the way I want my inputs and outputs to be. Can you help me make this kind of thing? And I wrote, I don't care about the delay as long as it's synchronous. Credit will be given to the person who comes up with the design that I use. Signed me. Okay, so a bunch of people commented on it. So this guy, NotMadMatt, this design here is brilliant. It's a two-way repeater. So I forgot that, yeah, a two-way repeater is an XOR, but you don't OR the last outputs together. So let's zoom in here. So the way this works is like you put it in, input signal comes in through here. It will block this, so not allowing input signal from here, but will allow signal through that way. And the same on the other side. So if both are on, nothing comes out, exactly like an XOR is. So I was able to use this and stack it vertically to do what I needed it to do. So let's check that out. Okay, so here we have that XOR design. And here we have input 1 and input 2 on the other sides, and the output on top exactly like I wanted it. So what this is actually doing is it's comparing two 4-bit numbers. Also doing bitwise XOR, it's the same thing. So let's say I put in like a 10 here, and then I have a 0 over there. Well, 10 and 0 are not the same, so this flag goes on. I don't know why I got a random Minecraft noise there, but I just turned them all off. Okay, so 10 and 0 are not the same. What about 10 and 8? No, 10 and 8 are still not the same. Okay, what about 10 and 10? No, oh, 10 and 10 are the same. 10 and 14 are the same? Nope, they're not. Is 10 and 15 the same? Nope. 15 and 14? Nope. You know, but 15 and 15 are. So it's a comparison unit. So what I had to do to get this to work was you take the output from this side and you take the output from this side, you OR them together here, and then you just bring them to the output. So they need to be ORed together there for that to work. So let's see why this is practical. Well, now if you see this, I'm trying to cut the other stuff out of view. So you see this pink thing is the same pink thing that's down there, and I wanted that to match it in size. Well, now we match it in size. So I want to point out some things. This gray line here, which got fucked by my decoder being pasted in. Anyway, this gray line here lends itself to being 3 wide. You know, like say if I input signal in here. Wow, very cool. Kanye. All right. Anyway, so I put a signal in here like that, and it's allowed to travel to the right, but it can't travel back to the left. So it's like an instant diode bridge like that. So I can move to the right, but I can't move to the left like that. So what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to say the size of the snake. So the snake is default size 3, so we should see this is saying this is where the head is, we have some junk in the middle, and then here's the tail. Right? But if the snake was size 4, this would be lit up like this, and it won't allow any of that junk to be lit up, but it will light up everything else below it if you can see when I do that. Okay? So the idea here is to be checking, you know, these are the snake cells that are currently occupied because that's the size of the snake, and then check to see if the random number we're generating is in a collision of what's already in the snake. You know, we don't want to generate a food on top of where the snake already is. So that's what this logic is doing. It's checking to see if we're generating a food where the snake already is, and if we are, this line is going to say, whoa, 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 that's not good, get a different food. And so that's what this is up here now. We have the food generation coming to here. This comes into the XOR unit. The XOR unit, of course, all these inputs are the same. And so right now the random number is 6. So it's taking 6, it's pumping it in. It's comparing it to all the data in these cells, which of course there's no, these lines need to be inverted down there, but I really haven't gotten there yet. I just wanted to get the form factor worked out. Anyway, so that's a bunch of data in these cells. The length of this thing is the length of the snake. So right now the snake can be 16, you know, pixels long from head to including head and tail. So head and tail is 2, so it could be 14 pixels long, I guess you can count it, because you always need a head and tail. But this is the line that I had to make because it's 2 wide now instead of 3 wide. So like you'll see if I power here, it only moves to the right, not left. And of course I still need to get repeaters in here so it'll move, but then, you know, adding repeaters is easy. Really easy to this. I'm just not too worried about it right now, but you can see, you know, I can do that anywhere, and the stagger will provide that feature for me, which basically then here's my line that will come out and say there's a collision. And so thanks to NotMadMatt on Reddit for pointing out the fact that I can just use a 2-way repeater and or the outputs together. It's brilliant, and I overlooked it, and, you know, put this down for another XOR design out there. Anyway, that's all I really have to say for now. This is obviously Snake. It's being work in progress, and I'm quite impressed with how small I'm able to get this now, with all the logic that I need to actually make it fluid and run on a Minecraft screen quite fluid. If you guys want to see more, and if you're interested in what I'm doing with this, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.